Hey friends, welcome to First Gen Money, a YouTube channel for all things money and lifestyle from a millennial's perspective. Before I jump into today's video, I want to share that on January 14th, 2021, I am hosting a live workshop on getting a raise, what to do with the money after you get the raise. So if you're looking to ask for more money in 2021 or really want to understand, you got a raise, what do you do with that? This is going to be the workshop for you, so I'm going to put the information in the description and you can read all about it. You'll have access to the live recording if you sign up, so if you can't actually make the live workshop, you will be able to have the recording. It includes 20 minutes of Q&A with me and my partner in this, Angelise Cordera, who's the founder of Propel on Purpose. She's a career coach and she's been doing this for 10 plus years. So I knew I had to partner with her for this specific workshop. I hope you can make it. I'm gonna leave all the information in the description. Okay, so now into today's video topic, sinking funds. I know, holidays are not over, New Year is not here yet, and we're all spending this week, most likely, have spent in the last month, or will continue to spend the day before Christmas. So why are we talking about saving money when I am spending it actively right now? Okay, hold on. I am not here to judge you on your holiday spending. I'm not here to judge your use of credit cards, but I am gonna help you find another possibility. If you are currently overspending on your credit cards, going into debt this holiday season, how do you set yourself up so next year you're not in that same place? How do you spend wisely? How do you make sure that you can pay off your full credit card at the end of the month? There is another way, because the truth is I love to spend money when it comes to this season. I love to give people gifts. I love to, have somebody open something, and I've spent a lot of money this year on gifts, but I've done it wisely. I'm gonna use Rakuten to earn cash back when I spend on certain sites. And if you haven't heard of Rakuten, they basically partner with different companies and websites. And if you're shopping at those online stores, then you get cash back using Rakuten. I'm actually gonna add my referral link. So if you were to sign up and have a purchase through Rakuten in your first 90 days, you get $20 and I get $20. So I'm gonna leave that in the description, but I use Rakuten for cash back. I use my credit cards for points so I can hopefully use those points when I can travel again. And I pay it off in full using money from my sinking fund. So how did I do this? How did I create a sinking fund? What is the process like so you can next December have a chunk of money to freely spend how you like? We know what not having a sinking fund looks like. If I didn't have a $600 sinking fund for holiday gifts, I would probably opt out of eating out this month or groceries, or just use my whole paycheck to fund it and be living on paycheck to paycheck for the rest of the year or into next year. But because I have a sinking fund, because I created a sinking fund in the start of the new year, I was able to say, okay, this is the amount that I have for gifts. This is what I have for flex spending on this. And we can choose to spend that freely however we want. So that's really what a sinking fund is. A sinking fund is you putting money into an account for the purposes of spending that money on whatever it is. So you can have sinking funds for everything in your life, from holiday shopping, holiday gifts, to a birthday party that you're gonna be attending and you wanna buy a certain gift, to your best friend's wedding, to your regular car inspection or maintenance. What happens annually? I don't have a car, so I don't know. Your car maintenance fees, your AAA renewal, different things that require a chunk of money to pay them, that you don't want other things to be falling apart if you had to just dip into your paycheck and avoid saving that month. So you're thinking strategically about these future expenses you're gonna have. Your sinking fund is not your emergency fund. You do not use your emergency fund to fund holiday gifts. And you don't need 3 to 6 months of living expenses in your sinking fund. With a sinking fund, you need the specific amount that you are gonna expect to spend or pay for something. So today, you're gonna follow me as I prepare my sinking funds for the new year as I plan ahead for the things that I know are coming my way. Before I jump into screen sharing, I do want to break down the steps just really quickly on how to create a sinking fund. So the first thing you're going to want to do is find out how much you really need for that fund. So for my holiday gifts fund, I am going to want $600 for shopping. That is the total that I need for the sinking fund. Step 2 is how many months, how many weeks, what is the time frame for achieving that goal? For me, it's going to be 12 months. And then you divide for step 3, you divide those two numbers to get your monthly, weekly contribution towards that sinking fund. So if I did 600 that I want to achieve in 12 months, that is going to be $50 a month. Number 4 is to make sure that you have a separate account that this is going into. This should not be going into your regular checking account. This should not be going into your emergency fund account. It should have its separate account. And it doesn't need to be at a separate bank. It doesn't need to be any of that. I use Ally Bank and I have a million accounts there, but now they have these things called buckets. So you can even have like a sinking fund account and then buckets under that where you have the different funds that you're saving for. So make sure you have a totally separate account for that so you're not dipping into your emergency fund thinking that it's your holiday gift fund. 5th thing, I think we're at 5. Number 5 is to, if you do get direct deposits for work, make sure that you do a direct deposit of that monthly amount, maybe divided by paycheck. So it'd be $25 a paycheck into that account that you want it to go. If you don't have direct deposit at work, or if that's not an option, then you're gonna want to auto transfer money from your checking account into the sinking fund. All right, so that's the basics on how to create a sinking fund. I'm gonna jump in to share my screen and show you exactly how I'm setting up my sinking funds for 2021. So if you've been following me for a while, you know that every year I release an expense tracker, and this expense tracker is part of like what I do every day of the year. This year, I've added a sinking fund tab to the expense tracker. Haven't finalized it yet, so I'm not gonna share the actual sinking fund tab, but if you sign up for the expense tracker of this year for 2020, you will receive the updated 2021 expense tracker. So make sure you do that in the link in the description. What we're looking at is my expense tracker. We're gonna go into the sinking fund progress tab, and you're gonna see that there's some charts here that look like they're missing information. That's because you haven't entered it yet. So let's think about my sinking funds for 2021. I actually have a trip that I'm planning with my family to go on a Disney cruise. Yes, I have a lot of kids in my family. So we're going on a Disney cruise, and I know that my portion is gonna be $4,100. So I'm gonna put in my total goal amount, $4,100. I need to reach this by August because that is the last time to submit a payment. So August is, let's do 7 months away because we want to have it by August 1st. Maybe 7. I'm going to change this to months, and I'm going to change that as well. So I'm going to have to save $585. Let's say $590 a month in order to reach that $4,100. And then the sinking funds tracker is where you track how much you've contributed to that specific fund. So here I would write Disney cruise. I would also write this in the progress right here. Disney cruise. And then once I've entered the amount that I've saved, I put the date up top, the total, and it'll add it up. So let's just pretend I've added, let's say 600 in February. So let's do that, and let's say 600. So now I've currently saved 640. That is gonna update this here. It's gonna update your progress and your percentage remaining. So I'm 16% there. I have 84% to go. That is my Disney cruise. I have another sinking fund to save for, and that's, again, holiday shopping. So we're gonna just do holiday, oops, that's not holiday, holiday gifts. and I'm gonna wanna spend $600, and I have 12 months to reach it. Months. So $50 a month to reach that goal. Perfect. I also have another sinking fund that I'm gonna call Giving Tuesday, because every December, it usually is the Tuesday after Thanksgiving, is Giving Tuesday, where we're encouraged to donate to nonprofits, and it's really important for me to have money to be able to donate. So I'm gonna say $300. And I also have, let's say 11 months, because it's gonna come right up on us. And that is gonna be $27 a month to reach that specific goal. And I can add notes here if I wanna say something, specific about that. Okay, fund 4 that I have a few weddings, 3 weddings in 2021. So I know I'm gonna wanna have money for a gift. I know I'm gonna want to have money for travel if I am traveling for these weddings, which I will be for one. And I know I'm gonna have expenses that come with just like preparing for a wedding, if it's like renting a dress, or hopefully I can borrow it from someone, but all those things that are associated. So let's just say that my goal is $2,000. And this is kind of arbitrary, so I'm gonna have to go back and like really figure out what that means. Like what is it really gonna cost me? I'll do a separate video on that. And I'm gonna complete this in months. So I wanna have at least half of this money by August. So I'm gonna be a little ambitious and just say 8 months. And that is $250 each month until August to reach that 2,000 goal. That should be 5. For Fund 5, I can't really think of anything right now, but let's just say it's AAA subscription or renewal. So I'm gonna do renewal, because we know it happens every December, and I know it's gonna be, it was $152 this year, so it's gonna be, let's just do $160. I have 12 months. It's gonna be $13 that I'm gonna put into this account for AAA's renewal. So this is essentially what you can use to create your sinking fund. You don't have to necessarily use this spreadsheet, this Google sheet. You can do this on your own with a pen and paper. But if you do want a copy of this, I will be updating my expense tracker. So just make sure that you're on that list for the expense tracker. And then of course, don't forget to keep adding to your tracker for your sinking fund, because it'll automatically add how much you've currently saved and will help do the calculations in the other tab. So that's me creating sinking funds for the new year. Very easy. Now, the next step is going into the accounts, making sure that I've separated them with buckets, and making sure that I have direct deposits going into each different fund that I'm saving for. So there you have it. You just followed me along as I created my sinking funds for the new year. You understand the importance of sinking funds to avoid getting into further debt or getting into debt at all. And now it's your turn to create the sinking funds that you have for 2021. What are some big purchases that you know you're gonna have to make? What are some things that you know you're gonna have to spend money on that you need to plan ahead for? So let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like it, subscribe, and if you are looking for a community of other Latinas who are talking about money, then join the Latinas Get Money community. I am also gonna leave that in the link in the description. We are here for you. You are not in this journey alone. So I look forward to seeing you in my next video.